What's going on, everybody? This is Dave from Steel City Drones Flight Academy. Today is another very important DJI product announcement day, and we're talking about new enterprise drones. We were actually scheduled to be in Florida today for the release party that is actually going on as we speak, but with the hurricane pending and my wife came down with COVID at the last minute, thought it'd be a good idea not to be going anywhere. So we're going to be talking about all the information about what this new aircraft has, and most importantly, this is just to get you some very basic information out very quickly so you can really make a decision whether you really want to get this into your budget or not. We're going to be doing a very, like we always do, comprehensive review video on the new aircraft. It's going to take probably 3 to 4 weeks before that will be ready. So in the meantime, we want to get you as much information that you're going to need to formulate if this is going to be the right aircraft for you. So what is it? We're talking about the Mavic 3 Enterprise. So this is going to replace the Mavic 2 Enterprise Advanced. The Mavic 3 is not going to have the word advanced in it. It's just going to be Mavic 3 Enterprise. There's going to be 2 different models for this. There's going to be the E version. It's going to be essentially the non-thermal version, and the Mavic 3 Enterprise T, which then obviously is going to have the thermal camera version on here. So lots of upgrades that we're going to be talking about. We're also going to be talking about how this stacks up to the Matrice 30. I guess the very first thing is we're going to talk about price points. So right off the bat, there's going to be a less expensive version on here if you don't need the thermal camera. We're talking about a price point under $4,000. Then with the thermal version, we're actually approximately about $750 cheaper, less expensive than the current Mavic 2 Enterprise Advanced. The crash protection plan, the basic plan, is free of charge, no extra cost to you. It's built into the price that we're talking about. So very good options in here. And again, great to see that the price points overall are coming down to make them more affordable. So let's get right to the features right off the bat. The biggest one I can think of is flight time. DJI is claiming up to 45 minutes of flight time on here, but again, we have to look at it from a realistic standpoint, which is about 29 to 30 minutes. When we go ahead and say what realistic flight time is, that, in our opinion, is getting this aircraft down before it hits 20% remaining, and that we're keeping the battery temperatures at a very safe level. So in our opinion, again, we'll see how when we test this aircraft where it actually falls, but we anticipate somewhere realistically 29 to 30 minutes of flight time. So let's talk about the camera specs because they're a little different for each model. On the E version, the wide camera is spec'd at 20 megapixels, where the T version is spec'd at 24 megapixels. On the zoom side, they look absolutely identical, up to 56 times hybrid zoom at a 12 megapixel camera resolution. So what I'm anticipating this to be is to be an improvement over the Mavic 2 Enterprise Advanced, which you can read a license plate about 75 feet away. You know, I'm anticipating that to be somewhere between 100 to maybe 150 feet away. But we're still not going to be anywhere, in my opinion, to where anything on the Matrice side of things are, and that's either from the 30T or from the 300 with using the H20 or the H20T camera sensors. We're going to be nowhere near the quality of the zoom capability than with the Matrice on these. So, but it's going to be an improvement over the current Mavic 2 Enterprise from what we're seeing. On the thermal side, we still have the standard high-resolution 640 by 512 resolution camera. It's going to be virtually the same thing that we've seen with the Mavic 2 Enterprise Advanced, the Matrice 30, and the Matrice 300 as well. Now, this camera and aircraft can do photogrammetry, but yet it is still up in the air as far as the question goes, is will it be able to do survey grade accuracy type of photogrammetry? That is two entirely different things. We'll be able to do 2D and 3D maps with this. We're going to be able to go into Pilot 2 and create those type of missions for absolutely for sure. But from our experience on when we have different types of elements in the camera, where we have a wide camera, we have a zoom camera, we have a thermal camera, when we have multiple elements inside this camera gimbal assembly, it's very difficult for a company like Pix4D or Drone Deploy to produce a very high accurate camera model that they can go in there where you can go ahead and import all this data, and the data is going to be giving you survey grade accuracy. What is survey grade accuracy? That is going to be accuracy up to what I consider to be up to 1/10 of a foot of accuracy. And with the Matrice 30, for example, that is a multi-layered element camera, and that cannot do survey grade accuracy. It can do, again, photogrammetry, 2D and 3D mapping. We'll get more into this in a review video, I promise, but I know a lot of people are going to be asking about that, and I do want to just say at this point, it does not look like it can do it. I can be wrong, and I've been proven wrong before, but at this point, I just don't see that based upon what I'm seeing, and everything that's leading from the information I'm seeing is not going to be able to do that. Now, I know a lot of you are going to be asking the question, is this new aircraft, the Mavic 3 Enterprise, going to be compatible with the RC Plus that's used with the Matrice 30T and the regular 30? I don't see that happening. It's not even available yet with the Matrice 300. That's slated at the beginning of 2023. And I see that more of a Matrice remote only, dedicated to that brand of aircraft, not on the Mavic side of things. So I don't see that happening. Another question that I definitely anticipate getting a lot is, will the new Mavic 3 Enterprise be compatible with Remote ID? DJI has released announcement that some of the newer equipment that's out there, like the Matrice 30, for example, and other aircraft like the Mini 3 are going to be Remote ID compatible without an external module or anything. So I do anticipate that it's just going to be a firmware update. If not right away, it will be down the line without any problems, but I cannot 100% confirm that as of yet of the time of this video. Now, let's talk about the optional RTK unit. I know we're going to get lots of questions about this, and I know a lot of people are going to be kind of misunderstanding what it's capable of doing and what it's not capable of doing. So, what this RTK module is going to help with is going to be helping with positioning. It's going to help positioning on the X, Y, and the Z accuracy. It's going to improve the overall deviation on the Z axis and make it fly tighter in higher wind conditions. That's what that module is definitely going to help with. The Mavic 3 Enterprise is going to be compatible with an optional 4G enhanced transmission to ensure signal stability when we have different types of things like high obstacles in our way, such as high buildings and more city type of applications. It's going to be compatible with the Flight Hub 2. It's going to be supported by the DJI Terra. There is also a loudspeaker option for this aircraft, and I know our friends at CZI have already produced a couple different payloads for this aircraft, and I know they're really going to have more information on that. They are in the process of sending me some samples that I'm going to go ahead and do some review videos on as well, so stay tuned for that. Now, lastly, again, let's talk about comparing the new Mavic 3 Enterprise to the Matrice 30. I know a lot of people are going to be asking the question, how does this compare to the higher end Matrice 30 cameras and aircraft? So let's talk about the most important bullet points that I know that you're going to want to know about. So the Mavic 3 Enterprise is not water resistive. It is the same as all the Mavic and Mavic 2s, for example, you can't fly it in the rain or the snow. The Mavic 3 is a smaller footprint than the Matrice 30 and the Matrice 300s, so you're going to get less line of sight. It's going to be exactly the same thing as any Mavic 2 aircraft that starts to lose line of sight at 400, 500, 600 feet away. It becomes a much smaller aircraft as well. You're not going to be able to add a second remote to this aircraft, so you can't use a dedicated camera operator, or you're not going to be able to go ahead and leapfrog the remote controller from one person to the other like the Matrice 30 can as well. And it's not going to have nearly the zoom capability that the Matrice 30 can. So those are a lot of the difference that sticks out right away that I want to make sure you understand. There is a significant difference, but this new aircraft, again, sticks out somewhere between where the Matrice 30T is and the Mavic 2 Enterprise Advanced. It's going to put them right in the middle between those two. So we have a bump up in features, functionality, and new technology that's going to improve the overall flight planning, the missions, the capability of the aircraft, but still going to be limited and underneath the Matrice line. And again, for that affordable price, what you're getting a lot of new features and improvements over that aircraft. So we are selling the Mavic 3 Enterprise on our website. You can pre-order it with us, and we're going to make that available to you. We're going to put out a new review video as soon as we can. We're going to also review the new CZI spotlights as well. If you have any questions about anything that I have not covered that you want to ask about, please put them down in the comment section below, or you can email us at support@steelcitydrones.com. And if you haven't yet, please help us out. If you like this video and any of our comprehensive videos that we do, if you could help us by subscribing to our channel, I would really appreciate that. That's going to also give us a lot more ability to give you more videos, more content more frequently. And again, I thank you for watching this video. Again, you can pre-order on our website, and we'll talk to you soon. Thanks guys for watching.